Okay, now let's start now. Okay, so today we are going to do differentiation. Okay, so first of all, do you know how to differentiate? Your school teacher teach already, right? How to differentiate, how to find dy dx. Okay. Okay, now let's start now. Okay, now we try to do some of this question first. Okay, make sure you know how to differentiate first. Okay, like let's start with question C. Okay, y equals to 3x squared minus 2x plus 6. Okay, so how to differentiate? You remember how to differentiate? The power you times in front and then the power minus 1. Okay, remember power times in front and then the power minus 1. Okay, remember these are power times in front and then power minus 1. Okay, I'm sure you already learned this before. Okay, so dy dx is 2 times 3 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 6x power 1. But then power 1 no need to write. Right? So just 6x. Okay, okay, then minus 1 times 2. You see power 1, right? X power 1, 1 times 2 is 2. And then 1 minus 1 is 0, right? X power 0 meaning no x. Okay, x power 0 means no x. So just 2. Then the 6 at the back, the 6 got no x, right? When the number got no x, once you differentiate, the number just disappear. Understand? Okay, so this one you know how to differentiate. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, D. If you have any question that you want to ask, any question, you just ask. No need to wait. Okay, just straight away ask. Okay. Okay, like D. Y equals to x cubed minus plus x squared minus x. Okay, so dy dx is 3x power 2. 3 times in front, and then 3 minus 1 is 2, right? So 3x power 2 plus 2x power 1, right? Power 1 no need to write, right? Then minus, okay, this is power 1, and then in front also 1, right? Power 1, in front also 1. So you think 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. X power 0 means no x. Okay, so no x. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, like S. Okay, F, you see, y equals to 3 over 5x power 2 plus 4x. Yeah, this one, how to do this one? When you have the x at the bottom, you see, when the x is at the bottom part, you cannot differentiate, right? When the x is at the bottom part, you cannot differentiate, right? Remember, x at the bottom cannot differentiate. Okay, x at the bottom cannot differentiate. So what you need to do, you need to bring the x up. You have to bring up the x. Okay, so you see, this is x squared, right? You bring up. So 3 over 5x power negative 2. Like this. You just bring up the x, become x power negative 2. Then only you differentiate. Understand? Because the x at the bottom we cannot differentiate one. Okay, you have to bring up the x. Okay. So now you can differentiate. So now you see power times in front, negative 2 times in front. You press calculator. Negative 2 times 3 over 5. Negative 2 times 3 over 5 is negative 6 over 5. Then negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Okay. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Okay. And then 4x 4. Okay. Okay, so actually, if you leave your answer like this, actually no problem one, you know. Actually, if you leave your answer like this, actually no problem. But normally, we like to bring the x back to the bottom lah, right? Because you see x power negative 3 x power negative is actually, I mean power negative is actually belongs to the bottom, right? So normally I like to bring it back to the bottom lah, okay? So negative 6 over 5x power 3 plus 4. X power negative belongs to the bottom, so I just put it back down there, understand? So become negative 6 over 5x cubed plus 4. But then in exam, actually, if you give your answer like this or like this, also correct. Okay. How? Okay, wait. Yeah, wait. Sorry. Just now I didn't switch on the light. Okay, now question I okay, now for this question you have to expand first lah, okay? This one actually, if you can expand just expand lah, okay? If you can expand, just expand, all right? So you expand, you get 12x power 3 minus 21x squared. After you expand already, then you can differentiate lah, okay? Should be no problem for you, this one, okay? 36x squared minus 42x, okay? Then last we look at m. Okay, last we look at m, okay? Now, if you have this kind of situation, what should you do? 3x squared minus 2 over 4x. If you have this kind of situation, what should you do? Okay, if you have this kind of situation, what should you do? I mean, you can't differentiate, right? For this one. So if you see this kind of situation, you cannot differentiate first. What should you do? I mean, what should you do first? This one, you should actually okay, now this one you can do like this first. Okay, you don't differentiate first. You split the fraction. You see 3x squared over 4x minus 2 over 4x like this. You separate the fraction first, and then don't differentiate first. You can simplify. You see x squared and x can cut, isn't it? You can simplify the situation. Okay. Okay. Oh, how do you get to this page? So good are you? Okay, now, so you go and simplify the x first. You see, x squared and x you cut. So it will become 3x over 4, right? You simplify first, okay? And then 2 over 4, this one also can simplify. You see the 1, I mean 2 and 4 also can simplify. At the same time, you can bring the x up. Because the x at the bottom, you cannot differentiate, right? So you just bring up the x, okay? Make it 1 over 2x. Oh, sorry, power negative 1. So you can simplify at the same time, you can bring the x up, all right? Because you know that at the bottom cannot differentiate, right? So now ready, okay, now ready, okay, now you can differentiate. Power 1, 1 times 3 is 3, okay? So 3 over 4, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, x power 0, x power 0 no need. Then negative 1 times negative 1 over 2 become positive 1 over 2, x power negative 2, like that, understand? Okay, let's look at the next one, okay? Okay, now let's go to question number 3. Okay. Given the function hx, so now you see the question give you hx, right? Then ask you to find a h prime. Okay, h prime meaning dy dx. Okay, h prime is actually meaning dy dx. Okay, so meaning differentiate lah, understand? So just differentiate only. Okay, like hx equals to kx cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x. So you differentiate lah. H prime. So 3kx squared. 3 times k is 3k. Okay. And then 3 minus 1 is 2. So 3kx squared. Okay. Minus 8x plus 5. Okay, understand? That's the answer. H prime. Okay. Okay, like B. Find the value of K. Find the value of K if H prime prime 1 equal 4. H prime prime meaning you differentiate the second time. Understand? H prime prime means you differentiate the second time. So you differentiate the second time H prime prime. So 6kx minus 8. Then the question say H prime prime 1 equal 4. H prime prime 1 equal 4. Meaning you sub the 1 into the x. So 6k1 minus 8 equal 4. Then you can find out the value of k. Okay, so 6k times 1 is 6k. Minus 8 you bring over plus 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. Okay. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. Just like that. Okay. So sometimes the question asks you to differentiate the second time. Okay, H prime prime. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, we quickly go through this one. Then we can go to the more difficult question already. Okay, now you see question number 4. What is this? This one how to differentiate? You see, they ask you to differentiate, right? But then the power very big. When the power very big, what should you do? When the power very big, you cannot expand, right? When the power very big, you cannot expand. If it is power 2, you can expand. But if the power too big, you cannot expand. You should use another method called chain rule. There's another method called chain rule. It's kind of like a shortcut for this kind of question. Okay, it's kind of like a shortcut. Where the power is too big, you cannot expand. You have to differentiate using chain rule. Okay, let's do it. You see, chain rule do like this. First, power times in front. You see 4 times in front. Okay, then you just copy the same thing. Okay, power minus 1 is 3. So very similar. Okay, very similar. Power times in front and then power minus 1. Okay, very similar. Okay, but then you add one more bracket at the back. You add one more bracket at the back. You go and differentiate the inside. You see, you look at the inside. Inside is 3x plus 8. If you differentiate 3x plus 8, you get 3, right? So inside the bracket is 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. This one times this one, 4 times 3 are 12. So that's the answer. 12 bracket 3x plus 8 power 3. This is called chain rule. Understand? Use chain rule when the power is too big. Understand? When you cannot expand, use chain rule. Okay. Like B. Try another one. 5 minus 4x power 6. Also use chain rule, okay? So power times in front. Then copy the same thing, okay? Power minus 1, 6 minus 1 is 5. Then you add one more bracket, add one more bracket, you go and differentiate the inside. Differentiate the inside, inside is 5 minus 4x. 5 minus 4x, differentiate become what? 5 minus 4x, differentiate become negative 4, right? 5 got no x, so differentiate disappear, right? But here got power 1, 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. So inside the bracket is negative 4. Then times on, okay? 6 times negative 4 is negative 24, okay? 5 minus 4x power 5. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, like D, Okay, D, y equals to negative 3 over 4 bracket x square minus 4 power 5. Fuyo. Wow, this one a lot, okay? But then you see the bracket power 5, you see this bracket is at the bottom, right? The bracket at the bottom cannot differentiate, right? So you have to bring up, understand? So you don't differentiate first, you bring up like this, negative 3 over 4 x square minus 4 power negative 5. You bring the whole bracket up, become power negative 5, okay? Then only you can differentiate. So dy dx equals to power times in front, okay? Negative 5 times negative 3 over 4. So 15 over 4. Just press calculator, okay? Then copy the same thing, okay? Power minus 1. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Then you add another bracket at the back. Go and differentiate the inside. Add another bracket at the back. Differentiate the inside. Okay. X squared minus 4. The inside is x squared minus 4, right? X squared minus 4 differentiate become what? X squared minus 4 differentiate become 2x1, right? 2x. So this one a bit different, okay? Then 15 over 4 times 2x. 15 over 4 multiplied by 2x is 15 over 2x. Then of course this is already the answer, okay? But normally I like to put it back to the bottom, okay? When I have power negative, I like to put it back to the bottom, okay? So 15x over 2 bracket x squared minus 4 power 6. Like that. Okay, so use chain rule, use this method when the power is too big, when you cannot expand. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next one. Yeah, we should always skip. Okay, so now you know how to differentiate. Now you know how to use chain rule. Now let's go to another topic. Let's look at question number 10. This is another topic. I mean, another method to differentiate. This one a lot more workings, a lot more difficult. Okay, this one, you see, look at question A. You see, look at question A. Y equals to x cubed bracket 2x minus 3 power 4. This one, how to differentiate? This one, you cannot use chain rule, okay? Because a lot of students, okay, when I teach in physical class, a lot of students go and use chain rule. Oh, the 4 times in front, become 4x cubed. And then power minus 1, and then cannot. This one cannot use chain rule. Why? Because this one got x and x. You got 2x. When you got 2x like this, you cannot differentiate using chain rule. Understand? When left and right also have x, you have to use what is that called? Product rule. Product rule. So product rule is this one, product rule. You need the formula. Y equals to uv dy dx equals to u dv dx plus v du dx. Product rule. Have you learned this before? Have you learned this before? Product rule. Do you still remember how to use this? There's another one called quotient rule. Quotient rule is up and down, okay? Because product rule is left and right, like this one. Left hand side you have x, right hand side you have x. Quotient rule is for question E. This kind, when you have up and down, on top you have x, at the bottom also you have x, then you have to use quotient rule, okay? Quotient rule formula I also give you, okay? Y equals to u over v. Then dy dx is v du dx minus u dv dx over v squared. Oh, another thing is you have to memorize this product rule and quotient rule, because in exam they won't give you the formula, okay? Okay, now let's try to do okay, at least one for each lah, okay? Now you do like this, you just put the u and v. I mean u is the left hand side, v is the right hand side. So u equal x cubed, v equal 2x minus 3 power 4. Like this. Then you go and differentiate du dx. This one differentiate dv dx. Du dx is 3x squared. Oops, what happened? 3x squared. Okay, I understand. Then v also differentiate. But then v you have to differentiate using chain rule, okay? Because it is power 4, right? It's the power very big, so you have to use chain rule. So power times in front, then power minus 1, then put one more bracket, differentiate the inside, right? Differentiate the inside is 2. Then 4 times 2 is 8. Nice. You prepare first, you see, you prepare u, prepare du dx, prepare v, prepare dv dx, then only you can use the formula, okay? So now I use the formula. So formula dy dx equals to this one, the whole formula. So I just do according to the formula. I just follow the formula, understand? You see, formula is u dv dx. U is this one, dv dx is this one. You see u dv dx, right? So you just copy x cubed bracket 8 bracket 2x minus 3 power 3. You see u dv dx, u dv dx. Follow the formula, just follow the formula. Then plus, just follow the formula. You see plus v du dx. V du dx is what? Then v is this one. Du dx is this one. So v du dx. Understand? So you just have to follow formula. Once you reach this part, once you reach here, once you write out this thing, you already get 1 mark already. Because you're using formula. You do formula correctly, you get 1 mark. Understand? Then you continue to calculate, understand? So x cubed times 8, 8x cubed. So 2x minus 3 power 3. Then this one, 3x squared, you put in front, put it in front, okay? Like this. Put the 3x squared in front, make it looks nicer, make it more beautiful, understand? Just arrange properly, you see 8x cubed, bracket power 3, 3x squared bracket power 4. Just arrange nicely, okay? Arrange nicely first, then only you continue, like this. Okay, next, haven't finished yet, not yet finished. Next, what you need to do is, you need to No, not differentiate, not differentiate. This one, you need to factorize. You already differentiate actually. You already differentiate. You already do dy dx ma, né? The formula is dy dx ma. Already differentiate. But then you have to factorize. Understand? This one, you can factorize like this. You see what is the common things. You see, on the left hand side, okay, in the middle is plus, in the middle. In the middle is plus, okay. Then on the left hand side you have x cubed. On the right hand side you have x squared. Always differentiate. Differentiate. Always factorize the smaller one. Take out the smaller one. You see x cubed and x squared. You can take out x squared, right? Again, one more. Not only x cubed and x squared you can factorize. The bracket also you can factorize. You see the bracket? The bracket is also the same. You see, 2x minus 3 power 3, 2x minus 3 power 4. Which one is smaller? Always take out the smaller one, okay? Which is 2x minus 3 power 3, right? So you take out the smaller one, 2x minus 3 power 3. Like that. Okay, then once you take out already, you put the big bracket. Okay, you put a big one, okay? In the middle is plus, in the middle is plus, this one. In the middle is plus. Then you go and look carefully on the left and the right. You see the left hand side of the plus, okay? The left hand side, you take out x squared already. You take out x squared, x cubed, you take out x squared. Then you still have 1x. I mean, you still have 8x, right? On the left. Understand? On the left hand side of the plus, 8x cubed, you take out x squared, you still have 8x, right? Then this power 3 you take out already, so no more. Power 3 you take out the whole thing, so no more already. So only 8x on the left. Understand? Okay, then on the right, on the right. On the right hand side, this one. 3x squared, you take out x squared. So you still have 3, right? Then power 4, you take out power 3, you still have power 1. 2x minus 3, power 1. But then power 1, no need to write the 1 also can, right? Power 1, you just write bracket, no need to write the 1 also can, understand? Because power 1 is the same thing, right? So just bracket 2x minus 3. Understand? So this one, you factorize like this. I mean, you just put a plus in the middle first. Then you look at the left hand side. See what you take out. Then you look at the right hand side, see what you take out. Then it becomes like this. Then last already, you just do a bit of calculation. Just a little bit of calculation here. 8x plus this one expand. So 6x minus 9. Then 8x plus 6x is 8x plus 6, 14x. Yeah, that's the answer. Understand? So this is called product rule. Okay, product rule. This is the formula of product rule. Okay, you have to memorize formula. Okay, no choice. You have to memorize formula because in exam they won't. Yeah, the formula will not be given. Okay, let's try quotient rule. Let's try quotient rule. For question E. Okay, like. Oh, not enough space. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this one I just put here. Okay. Okay. If you have any question, you just ask. No need to shy. Okay. Any question you want to ask, you just ask. Okay. Okay, let's try question E. Right? Y equals to 6x minus 3 over x minus 8. Okay, so this one is quotient rule because up and down, right? On top you have x, on top you have x, at the bottom also you have x, right? So u is on top, v is the bottom, okay? So you write u equals to 6x minus 3, v equals to x minus 8. uv, okay, uv. Then you go and differentiate du dx. Go and differentiate dv dx. Du dx is 6 lah. Okay, dv dx is 1. Okay. Good. So now you have du dx, you have dv dx. Okay, so now you use formula. This one, the quotient rule. Use the formula. Okay, so dy dx equal. Follow the formula. Okay, follow the formula. Okay. Follow the formula. V du dx. You see, v du dx. V is this one. Du dx is 6. V du dx. Okay, so meaning x minus 8. Use bracket. Okay, like this. V du dx. Minus u dv dx. U is this one. 6x minus 3. Dv dx is 1. Understand? Over v squared. V is x minus 8 squared. V squared. So until here you get 1 mark. Until here you get 1 mark. Because you're using formula, right? You use formula correctly, you get 1 mark. Okay. Then you do a bit of calculation. Okay. You see this one, actually you can expand. So 6x minus 48. This one, 6x minus 3. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 3 is 3. It's the same thing, okay? Expand some more, because there's a negative in front here. You have to be careful, okay? So 6x minus 48 minus 6x plus 3. Then, 6x minus 6x. No more 6x. Understand? 6x minus 6x is 0. Negative 48 plus 3. Negative 48 plus 3 is how much? Press calculator. Negative 45. Negative 45. Okay. Over x minus 8 power 2. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, I understand. Okay, product rule and quotient rule. Okay, so you look at the question. If the equation is like this, you have to use quotient rule. If the equation is like this, you have to use product rule. Understand? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, now let's go to question 14. Like another topic already. Okay, a different topics already. Like question 14. Like this one. Limit. Limit. Okay, now limit how to do. I give you the most basic situation first. I give you the most basic situation first. Okay. Limit. Actually, the basic is very simple. If let's say limit x arrow let's say 3 example. Okay. And then let's say x minus 5 example. Very simple example first. Okay. If you have, let's say you have this kind of situation. Okay, if let's say you have this kind of situation, you just have to sub. Because the question say limit x arrow 3. So you just sub 3 into the x. Just sub 3 into the x. So 3 minus 5 is negative 2. That's it. Understand? So actually the basic is very simple. Just sub only. Understand? Just sub only. Understand? But then sometimes why sometimes the question different. Sometimes let's say x limit x to 3. But then this the question is like x squared minus 9 over x minus 3. Example. If you sub this one, what will you get? Oh, you will get 3 minus 3 at the bottom. Oh, sorry, this one also 3. Like this cannot. Why? Because like this, you will get 0 at the bottom. Understand? If you get 0 at the bottom, you go and press calculator. No matter what number divide 0, also max error, right? This is where it becomes a bit more difficult. Understand? So you cannot have max error. Understand? You cannot max error. Understand? So for this kind of question, you shouldn't sub first. Don't sub first. For this kind of question, you have to factorize. You don't sub first. You go and factorize. You see, x squared minus 9, you can factorize, become x plus 3, x minus 3. Then x minus 3 and x minus 3 you can cut. Simplify, cut. So it becomes only x plus 3. Then only you sub. So 3 plus 3, which is 6. Understand? This is the thing that you need to know. Okay. Why limit? Sometimes you see textbook. If you read the textbook, okay, you see limit. Why they do so many things? Understand? This is the reason. Because if you just straight away sub the 3, the bottom part is 3 minus 3, then the bottom part is 0. If the bottom part over 0, you press calculator, over 0 is max error, then you cannot get answer, right? So when you sub, you get the bottom part 0, you get max error, then you don't sub first. You have to factorize first. Understand? This is called factorize. Understand? But if you sub, if nothing happened, I mean, if you just sub, then you get answer, then very good, no problem. Okay. If you sub, then you get answer, then no problem. But if you sub, if you get max error, the 0 is at the bottom, then don't sub, factorize first. Okay, understand? That's the thing you need to know. So let's try question 14 and 16. So you see question 14, you see x arrow 2, right? You sub. So if you sub x arrow 2, x squared minus 9 over x plus 3. You sub first and see what happened. You sub first and see what happened. Oh, no problem. Because over 5. Over 5 means you don't have to worry, right? Understand? 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay. Then on top is negative 5. Negative 5 over 5, the answer is negative 1. Oh, no problem. So if no problem, if very normal, then you just sub. Okay. 15 also very normal, so you just sub. Okay. Shouldn't be a problem for you, this one. Okay. You can copy if you want. Okay. Or if anything, you just take a screenshot or whatever lah. Okay. Just take a screenshot or take a picture or don't know. Okay. Okay. Right. Next, let's look at 16. This one. Hey, something new. What is that? Infinity. Oh. Infinity. How to do? Infinity. You do like this. Okay. If you have infinity, you cannot sub. You cannot sub first. Okay. If you sub, you cannot get answer. What is infinity plus 2? What is infinity minus 2? You cannot get answer if you just sub like that. So if you just sub, you cannot get answer. So don't sub first. Don't sub first. You do something first, okay? You need to do this one. You do like this, you go and divide by x, divide by x. You see, on top, divide x. The bottom also divide x. So it becomes like this. On top divide by x, x over x plus 2 over x. The bottom divide by x, x over x minus 2 over x. Like this. Okay, I understand. You divide first, okay? On top divide, bottom also divide x, okay? Then you calculate a little bit, okay? Just do a bit of calculation first. You see, x over x is 1, x over x is 1, right? So 1 plus 2 over x, 1 minus 2 over x. Okay? Okay, not enough space, I write here, okay? Then only you sub. So now I sub the infinity, I will get 1 plus 2 over infinity over 1 minus 2 over infinity. Then you need to remember, over infinity equals 0. I just have to remember. Just have to remember, whatever number, 5 over infinity is 0, 2 over infinity is 0, 1 over infinity also 0, whatever number 10 also okay, 10 over infinity is also 0. Whatever number over infinity is 0, so 1 plus 0, 1 minus 0, which is 1 over 1, which is 1. That's the answer. Okay, this is how you do infinity. This is how we do limit for infinity. Okay. Okay. Understand? So there are 3 types of questions here. There are 3 types of questions for this limit. One is very normal. You just sub. Just sub. Then the second one is you sub, you get math error. So you don't sub, you factorize first. Factorize, then cut, then only sub. Number 3 is infinity. Infinity, you have to on top divide, bottom also divide. On top divide x, bottom divide x. Okay, I understand. Okay, next. Understand. Okay. Okay, like next, let's look at other type of question already. Okay. Okay, so now let's straight away skip to question 28. Okay, you're okay. If you have any question, you just ask. Okay. Just ask. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, like question 38. Like, let's start now. Okay. Oh, what question is this? What is the topic? Just now you learn how to differentiate, right? You learn how to differentiate, then you learn chain rule. Just now you learn how to differentiate, you learn chain rule, and then you learn product rule, quotient rule. Okay, you know how to differentiate. You know how to differentiate already. Okay. Then you know how to differentiate. Okay, then just now you learn limit also, right? You learn limit. Okay, so now now this one is tangent and normal. Tangent and normal. Okay, for tangent and normal question, for tangent and normal question, you copy this one first. You copy some notes first. Okay, I give you some notes. Okay, let's say you have a curve. Let's say you have a curve okay. Let's say the curve is y equals to something, let's say 2x squared minus 5x okay. Example just example, okay. Don't want 5x, minus x okay. Just example only. Then if I differentiate the curve, if I differentiate the curve, the equation of the curve, I get dy dx equals to 4x minus 1, right? Okay, okay. So now let's say you have a curve, and then let's say you have a point. This point, let's say is 1, 2 lah. Okay, 1, 1 and 2 lah. Coordinate lah. Okay. Now you have a line. There is a line that passes through this point. There is a line that passes through this point. Okay, only touch the curve 1 point. When there's a line that touch the curve only 1 point, that line is called tangent. Okay, that line is called tangent. Okay, remember when there's a line that touch the curve 1 point, that line is called tangent. Okay, then there is another line. There's another line. Okay, there's another line like this. There is another line that is 90 degree with the tangent. There is a line that is 90 degree to the tangent. That line is called normal. It is just a name, okay? It is just a name. There's nothing normal about it, okay? The name is called normal, just like that. It's just the name, okay? So you need to know which is tangent and which is normal, okay? The one that touch the curve only 1 point, that line is called tangent. Then normal is the line that is 90 degree with the tangent, understand? So you remember, we always find tangent first, then only find normal. You must have always have tangent first, then only you can have normal. Tangent is number 1, normal is number 2, because normal is 90 degree to tangent, understand? Okay, okay, so now the question will ask you, find the equation of tangent. The question will ask you to find equation. Then you think, oh, if I want to find equation, I need to do y equal mx plus c, right? You know how to do equation, y equal mx plus c, right? If you do y equal mx plus c, then you need m, right? You need gradient, right? Remember, gradient is dy dx. Remember, dy dx is gradient. That's the thing. So how to find the gradient like this, dy dx equals to 4x minus 1, right? The x is 1. And here, the point. The x is the point. The x is the point. You see, x is 1. You sub. You get 4, 1 minus 1. Then you get 3. Meaning the tangent gradient is 3. So now you have tangent gradient, m is 3. Now you can find equation. Understand? Later we go and find equation. But now you have to understand the theory first, and understand the tangent normal first. Understand? So this one understand. So remember, dy dx is the tangent gradient. Dy dx is actually the tangent gradient. This one copy. Dy dx is tangent gradient. Then with the gradient, you can find equation. You can find tangent equation. Okay. Okay. Then next, the question will also ask you to find normal equation. Question will also ask you to find normal equation. Then you think, oh, if I want to find normal equation, I also need to do y equal mx plus c, right? Then I also need to have gradient, right? How to find normal gradient? Normal gradient, you have to do this. You have to do n1, n2 equal negative 1. You have to do n1, n2 equal negative 1 in order to find the normal gradient. N1 is 3 lor. Because just now I said already, tangent is number 1, normal is number 2, right? Tangent is number 1, normal is number 2. So n1 is the tangent gradient. Like this. This is times, bring over divide. So N2 is negative 1 over 3. That is the normal gradient here. N2 negative 1 over 3. Understand? So this one actually I should write N1 okay. N1 is 3. So you remember N1 is tangent gradient. M2 is normal gradient. Okay, this is N1. N1 is 3. N2 is negative 1 over 3. Understand? So to find normal gradient, you have to do this formula. M1, N2 equal negative 1. M1 is tangent, M2 is normal. Here also. You see, dy dx is tangent gradient, right? M1. Just remember that, okay? Okay, I understand already. Okay. So you understand this one, then we can do all the tangent normal question already. Right? Let's look at question 38. Okay, I understand. Continue. Like question 28. Okay, question 28. Point P. You see, point P lies on the curve. Point P lies on the curve. Okay, I try to draw. Point P lies on the curve. Like this. This is point P. Point P is 1, negative 5. That's the coordinate of point P. Point P. The curve y equals to 3x squared minus 8x. The curve. Okay, so now question asks, find the gradient of tangent. Find the gradient of tangent. What is gradient of tangent? What is the gradient of tangent? Tangent gradient is dy dx law. Meaning ask you to find dy dx. Understand? So you go and differentiate. So remember, dy dx is tangent gradient. Okay. So dy dx equals to 6x minus 8. Okay. Then of course not yet finished. You have to substitute. What is x? X is 1. The point P. Understand? So you press calculator, negative 2. So that is the tangent gradient. The gradient of tangent. You write M1. That is a tangent gradient, which is the gradient of this line. This one. This one is tangent. Okay. I read properly. Okay. This is tangent. The line that touched the curve 1 point, tangent. The gradient M1 is negative 2. Like that. Understand? Okay. You see, actually, I simply draw. You see, actually, I just simply draw. I actually don't know how the curve looks like. I don't know how the curve looks like. I don't know how the line looks like. I don't know where is the point. I don't know where is the line. I don't know where's the point. I just simply draw. I just simply draw so that I understand the question. So I tell you, every time you do tangent normal, every time you do tangent normal question, you just draw like this. Every time also you draw the same pattern. Every time you draw the same pattern, then you understand the question. Okay. Okay, like B. That is A already. Okay, now next question B. This is question A here. Okay, question A. Okay. Okay, next question B. Find the equation of the normal. Find equation of the normal. I use another color here. The blue color. This is the equation of normal. And then we know normal is 90 degrees with the tangent, right? So now now you want to find normal equation, then you need to have normal gradient, right? You want to find equation, you must find gradient first, right? So M1, N2 equal negative 1. This question B, okay? M1 is negative 2. This is times, bring over divide. Negative 1 over negative 2, which is 1 over 2. So M2 is positive 1 over 2. Okay. So M2 is 1 over 2. The normal gradient, the gradient of normal. So now you have gradient. Now you can find equation now. Y equal mx plus c. Do you know how to find equation? I mean, it's the same as mathematics. Okay, same as mathematics. Okay. Y is -5. The point, the coordinate. Okay. N is 1 over 2. Oh, x is 1 plus c. So -5 equals to 1 over 2 plus c. So -5 minus 1 over 2. Then press calculator. -5 minus 1 over 2 is -11 over 2. So c equals to -11 over 2. So the equation is y equal 1 over 2x minus 11 over 2. That's the answer. That's a normal equation. You find equation using y equal mx plus c, same like how you do in mathematics. Okay. Okay, I understand. Okay, like next one. Okay. Next we also try and do all the tangent normal question. Okay. Like next, let's try number 30. We go and do a bit more difficult one already. Okay. 30, 31, 32, 33. This one more difficult one. Okay. Let's look at question 30. Okay, question 30. The normal to the curve at point A is parallel to the straight line. Okay. You see, what is the meaning here? You see, first, you have a curve. This one. You have to understand the paragraph. You have to understand the question first. Okay, what is happening? You see, first you have a curve. Okay, I draw first. We draw first. Y equals to 2x squared minus 7x. First you have a curve. I tell you, just now I told you already, always draw the same pattern. Okay, so first you have a curve. Okay, good. Then you have a point A. Point A, let's say here. Then you have a point A. Okay. So now the question say the normal is parallel to this line. The normal is parallel to this line. Okay, like this first. This is tangent. This is normal. 90 degree, right? So now this normal is parallel to this line. What is this line? This line is simply just another line. The normal is parallel to another line. So the another line is simply here just another line. Understand? This another line has nothing to do with our curve. This another line is just simply another line. They just happen to be parallel with normal. Understand? So I tell you, you have to practice how to draw this kind of picture. Understand? Actually, I don't know I don't know this line is here. I don't know. Oh, maybe the line is here but never mind. Yeah, we just need to understand the situation. Understand? We just need to agak know how the situation looks like. Understand? So what I can do is I can y equals to -x plus 14. I just simply draw, okay, to make myself understand the question. Understand? You have to practice how to draw this kind of things. Okay. Okay, I understand. So now the question say, find the equation of normal. Meaning find this one. Find the equation of normal. This. Okay, so now what do you need to do first? What do you need to do first? Okay, for me, I will just differentiate first. Because I know this question, you need to differentiate, right? So I will just differentiate first. Okay. Okay, I just differentiate first. Okay. dy dx is 4x minus 7. Okay. Okay, then oh, you want to sub the x. Oh, but then you don't have the point. You see, you don't have the point. Point A is not given. Point A is not given, so you cannot sub the x, right? Never mind first. Just leave it first. Never mind first. Okay. And now you try to do this one. Tell me what is the gradient? This one very obvious lah. Okay. The gradient is -1. Yep. M. Y equal mx plus c, right? So m equals -1. So this line, the gradient is -1. And this line parallel to normal. So the normal gradient also -1, right? The normal gradient also -1. But then you don't write m equal -1, you write m2. Because normal is number 2, right? Normal is number 2. So m2 equals to -1, understand? So now you have m2. Can you find m1? I know. The question never asked, right? The question never asked tangent, but we just find okay? Like m1, m2 equal -1, okay? m2 is -1. This is times, bring over divide. So m1 is -1 over -1, which is 1. Okay, press calculator. Okay, so m1 is actually 1. M1 is actually 1. The tangent gradient is 1. The tangent gradient is 1. So if the tangent gradient is 1, meaning dy dx is 1 lor. Understand? Because just now we say already, dy dx is m1, right? Dy dx is the tangent gradient, right? So you just put the 1 here. Then you put the 1 here, then you can find x. -7 bring over +7. So 1 plus 7 is 8. Divide by 4. So x equal 2. Understand? So x equal 2, meaning this point. Meaning the point A, this one, the point A. Point A, the x is 2. X is the coordinate of that point, understand? Okay, then you need to continue find the y. Because with x is not enough. X is not enough. You also need the y, okay? Because you need to find the coordinate of the point. I know the question never asked for the point. Question didn't ask for point A, but you need to find point A because you want to find equation. Equation you must have x and y, right? So you also need to find the y. So how to find the y? Sub the x equal to back to the equation of the curve. Then y so y equals to 2 square minus 7 2. You just press calculator lah, okay? Oh, -6. Okay. So the y is -6. Meaning the point A is 2 -6. Okay. Point A is 2, -6. So now with this point, now you have point, now you have gradient, then you can do equation of normal. Y equal mx plus c. So y is -6. What is m? Oh, don't use the wrong m. What is m? What is m? Should be m2. Should be m2 because the question say normal. Equation of normal, so you should use m2. Okay. then x is 2 plus c. So negative 6 equals to negative 2 plus c. C is negative 6 plus 2, which is negative 4. So the equation is y equals to negative 1x plus, minus 4. That's the answer. Understand? Okay, understand. So for this kind of question, is you have to learn how to draw like this. Okay. Because without drawing, if you just read the question without draw, okay, it's sometimes it's quite difficult to understand the situation. Okay, like next. Okay, like next one. Like let's try question 31. Okay. Okay, now question 31. Point A lies on the curve. Okay, okay. You see, I draw first, okay. There's a curve, y equals to x minus 6 squared. Point A, here, point A. Point A lies on the curve. You see, I always draw the same pattern. Okay. Then it is given that the gradient of the normal is negative 1 over 6. Oh, meaning n2 equal negative 1 over 6 lah. N2 lah, gradient of normal, right? So I start to draw. Okay. So this is tangent. Touch one point. This is tangent. Oh, then this is normal. Okay. This one normal. Oh, the normal gradient, the gradient of normal, negative 1 over 6. So n2 equal negative 1 over 6. So now the question say find A. Find the coordinates of A. Meaning find this point. Meaning find this point. Find the point A. So how to find that? Okay, first differentiate first lah. Okay. You see, I always differentiate first because I know this is a differentiation question. So I differentiate first lah. Okay. This one you can differentiate using chain rule. Okay. Power times in front, power minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. Then you add another bracket at the back, differentiate the inside. Okay. Differentiate the inside, you get 1. 1 times 2 is 2 lah. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Okay, continue. Okay, then next, what do you need to do? Oh, you can expand now. Okay, okay. Expand. 2x minus 12. Okay, good, good, good. No problem. Okay, then next, what do you need to do? You want to find the coordinates of A. You want to find point A. Okay, this one, you have to... What do you need to find first? Any idea? Okay, this one, I tell you, also find M1. Because you have M2, so you find M1, okay? Just find first, okay? So you see, M1, M2 equals to negative 1. M2 is negative 1 over 6. This is times, bring over, divide, best calculator. Times, bring over, divide. So negative 1 divide negative 1 over 6. Press calculator. Negative 1 divide negative 1 over 6. Oh, 6. So M1 is 6. Okay, I write. Okay, negative 1 divide negative 1 over 6. So N1 is 6. Good. So N1 is 6. The tangent gradient is 6. Then you think, what is M1? M1 is the tangent gradient, right? Tangent gradient. Tangent gradient is dy dx, right? So you just put the 6 here. Understand? Remember, dy dx is the tangent gradient. Tangent gradient is dy dx. Understand? Tangent gradient is dy dx. So you just put the 6 here, okay? Dy dx is 6. So from here you can find out x. Minus 12 bring over plus 12, okay? So 6 plus 12 18. 18 over 2, 9. Understand? So you find out x already, very good. X is the coordinate. X is the coordinate of this point A. The point A. Oh, but then you also need the y, right? Because coordinate, right? So how to find the y? Sub the x back to the first equation. Sub back to the curve equation, okay? So very simple. Y equals to 9 minus 6 squared. Then you just press calculator, 9 minus 6 squared, okay? Which is 9. So point A is 9. Understand? Okay, I can. Okay, let's continue. Let's try question 32. You see, a curve. Okay, ready. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now question 32. A curve has a gradient function hx squared minus 6x. Okay, first, what is gradient function? You have to know the name. Okay, what is gradient function? Gradient function is dy dx. Okay, write down. Okay, gradient function is dy dx. Okay, so they say the question say gradient function hx squared minus 6x. You write down dy dx equals to hx squared minus 6x. Okay, dy dx equals to hx squared minus 6x. Yeah, gradient function is dy dx. Okay, so continue. H is a constant. This one you can just ignore. Okay, constant meaning number. Okay, continue. Here the important thing. The tangent to the curve at point 2, -6 is parallel to another straight line. You see the words that I highlight, you read this way. The tangent is parallel to another straight line. So we try to draw. Okay, like this. First, you have a curve. I don't know the equation of the curve. I don't know because the question never give. But we know dy dx. Dy dx is this one. The question give. Understand? Then there is a point. You see, I always draw the same pattern. Okay. The point is 2, -6. That's the point. Then you have a line. Tangent. Then you have tangent like that. Okay. So now the question say the tangent is parallel to another line. The tangent is parallel to another line. Where is another line? Yeah, simply somewhere else lah. Okay, maybe here lah. Maybe just somewhere else lah. Just simply another line. Understand? So this another line is y plus 4x minus 8 equals 0. Simply another line. Understand? This line has nothing to do with the curve. It is just simply another line that happens to be parallel with tangent. Understand? It just happens to be parallel with the tangent. Understand? Okay, so now question say, find the value of h. Okay, let's try. Find the value of h. Okay, now how? First, I tell you, you go and find the gradient first. Because this line and this line parallel. Parallel means same gradient, right? Same gradient, so you go find gradient first, understand? So you find the gradient of this another line, okay? How? Oh, bring over to the other side, okay? So y equals to negative 4x plus 8. Oh, so the gradient is negative 4. The gradient of another line is negative 4. So the gradient of tangent is also negative 4. Because they are parallel, right? They are parallel. Yeah, write one more thing. M1. I purposely put M1 because I know tangent is M1, okay? Then you know what? Tangent gradient is dy dx, or dy dx is tangent gradient, right? So you can put negative 4 here. Dy dx is the tangent gradient. It's the gradient of tangent, understand? So negative 4 equals to h x squared. Oh, what is x? What is x? X is 2. You see the point given? 2, negative 6. X is 2. So you sub. So from here you can find out h lah. Okay. 2 squared is 4, 4h. 6 times 2, 12. Okay. So from here you can find out h. Okay. Minus 12 bring over plus 12. Negative 4 plus 12. Negative 4 plus 12 is 8. So 8 over 4 which 2. H equals 2. Understand? Okay, I can understand this one. Okay, then continue. B. Okay, hey, A done. Okay, A very good, done. Okay, B. The equation of the normal. They ask you to find equation of the normal at the point 2, negative 6. Meaning at this point, right? Where is the normal? I use blue color. Okay. I use blue color. Here. This one. 90 degree. This is a normal. Okay. So you want to find equation of normal, you think or what do you need? You want to find equation of normal? Of course, you need gradient, right? Normal gradient is m2. Oh, means you have to find m2, right? Let's do m1, m2 first, okay? So m1, m2 equal negative 1. So m1 is negative 4. Then here, this one. Then you can find m2, okay? Divide, times bring over divide, okay? So m2 equals to negative 1 over negative 4, which is 1 over 4 okay? 1 over 4. Normal gradient m2 1 over 4. So now you can do equation of y equal mx plus c. Y is negative 6, the coordinate, the point, okay? Then here. So y equals to mx is 2 plus c. You just calculate, okay? Bring over negative 6 minus 1 over 2 equals c. Press calculator. Negative 13 over 2. So the equation is y equals to 1 over 2x. Sorry, 1 over 2. 1 over 4. M2 1 over 4. Okay. So y equals to 1 over 4x minus 13 over 2. That's the answer. That's the equation of normal. Okay, I cannot. Okay, continue. Okay, next. Question 33. Okay, question 33. The straight line is a normal to the curve at point P. Draw, okay? There's a curve. Okay, this is the curve. Oh, what is the curve? Curve is this one. Y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 1. The curve at point P. Okay, here is P lah. You see, I always draw the same pattern. Okay. Then you have a tangent. You have a tangent. Tangent touch the curve 1 point. Okay. Not enough space. I draw a bit here. Okay. Oh, then there's a normal. Normal here. Normal is 90 degree to the tangent. Okay, so this is normal. So now the question say the straight line. This straight line is normal. You see, this straight line. I mean, this equation is normal, right? So this is the normal equation. Just write down 3y plus x plus k equals 0. This is the normal equation. So I just write here. The normal equation. Understand? So the question gives us the normal equation. Then ask you to find k. Question A asks you to find k. So what should you do first? Okay, what should we do first? How to find k? I have no idea how to find k, but never mind. Because you know, this is a differentiation question, right? Differentiate first lah. Okay. Since we know it is a differentiation question, we differentiate first. How you know this is a differentiation question? Because I saw the word normal and tangent, right? Normal and tangent is the topic of differentiation, right? So when you see normal and tangent, this kind of words, you know this is a differentiation question. Understand? So you differentiate first lah. You don't know how to do, or you have no idea how to start, you differentiate first. Understand? Okay. So dy dx equals to 2x minus 3. Then how to continue? Okay, now this one, go and find the gradient first. Okay, find the gradient first. Because if you find out the normal gradient, you know the M2. If you know M2, you can find M1. If you know M1, you can sub into dy dx. Understand? Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, find the normal gradient first, but how to find? Bring over to the other side. X plus k, bring over. So 3y equals to negative x minus k. Okay, negative x minus k. Then this 3 is times, right? Times, bring over divide. When you divide, you do like this. No need to do so many things. Straight away like this. Negative 1 over 3x minus k over 3. Just like that. Just put 3 under it. No need to do so many things. Understand? Like this faster. Y equals to negative 1 over 3x minus k over 3. Then you know, gradient is negative 1 over 3. M2. M2 is negative 1 over 3 because that is normal. So now you have M2, you can find M1. Like find M1, okay? Okay, I do here. Okay, M1, M2 equals to negative 1. So M1, don't know, M2 is negative 1 over 3. This is times, bring over, divide. Negative 1 divide negative 1 over 3. You press calculator. Negative 1 divide negative 1 over 3 is 3. Okay, so M1 is 3. That is the tangent gradient. Okay, I just write here. M1 is 3. Then you know M1 is 3. N1 is tangent gradient, which is dy dx lah, right? Understand? Dy dx is the gradient of tangent lah, right? So 3 equals to 2x minus 3. Understand? Then minus 3 bring over plus 3. You can find x already, okay? Minus 3 bring over plus 3, okay? 3 plus 3 are 6. Oh, 6 over 2, 3. Understand? So you find out x equals to 3. What is that? That is the coordinate. Understand? X equals to 3 is the coordinate of this point. Of the point P. Understand? Of that point P. So now you don't find, I mean, you cannot find K first. You cannot find K first. You still need to find out the Y. Without the Y still cannot. Okay, you still need to find out the Y. Understand? With the X not enough, you also need Y. So how to find the Y? Take the X equal 3, sub back into the curve. That's the only place with Y, right? So sub here. So Y equals to 3 square minus 3 plus 1. Press calculator. Oh, 1. So the point P is 3, 1. The point P is actually 3, 1. Okay, I understand. Point P is 3, 1. Now you can find K. Now we can find K. How to find K? Now you can sub this point into the equation of normal, because you see this is X, this is Y. The coordinate is X and Y, right? The coordinate is X and Y. So you just sub the X and Y into the equation of normal. Is that? I write here 3, Y is 1 plus X is 3 plus K equals 0. Like this. So 6 plus K equal negative 6. Understand? So you have to do a lot of steps first. Okay, you have to find out the coordinate first. Okay. But you see, at first I don't know how to do one. Okay, of course I know how to do but what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to let you understand is, sometimes in exam we can't see that far. Understand? We can't see that far, you know. So what you do, you differentiate first now. Or then you can find gradient first now. Or then you can find M1, M2 first now. Understand? You just do whatever you can do. Understand? Because if let's say in exam, I mean, not now okay. Last time when I was in secondary school, I also like that. When I see the question, I also don't know how to do. But I know, I know this is differentiation question, so I differentiate first. Then I know dy dx is gradient, so I find gradient. Then I know this is M2, so I go find M1. And then I know M1 is dy dx. So I sub. Then I find x. Then I find x already. I think, find x, then also need to find y, right? Find x also need to find y. So I also find y. Understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you when you look at the question, when you read the question, you can't see that far, you know. But you know, you just do whatever you know. Then even though you can't find the final answer, you still get all these marks, you know. Let's say this question 4 marks, 3 marks, you can get at least 2 marks, right? You understand what I'm trying to say? This is what you need to think about in exam. This is what you need to think about when you do questions. Understand? Sometimes you really can't see that far, but you can do step by step. Whatever you can do, you do. Then eventually you will reach that part that comes to the answer. Understand? Okay, next, like B. I use another color. Okay, for question B. Okay, now question B. The equation of the tangent. Ask you to find tangent. Okay. Ask you to find equation of tangent. Okay. Where is tangent? Here. Y equal mx plus c right? Because tangent you already have the gradient the gradient is 3 right? So you see that's why I say you draw, then every time you find something, you label, oh, you find out M1 is 3, oh, label, then it will help you to do faster, okay? Oh, then what is the X and Y? Oh, 3 and 1, okay? So no problem already, question B, okay? Y is 1, gradient is 3, oh, and then X is 3, okay, okay. 9 bring over 1 minus 9, okay, or negative 8. So the equation is y equals to 3x minus 8. Okay, I understand. Okay, so that's the tangent normal topic, okay? That's the tangent normal topics, okay? Okay, so now we have to go to another topic already. Last topic for today already, okay? So now we go to the last topic for today, okay? The maximum and minimum, okay? So now let's go to question 35. Let's go to question 35. Let's try to do maximum minimum, okay? Okay, maximum minimum, how to do? Very simple. You just have to remember, take some notes first, okay? Maximum or minimum, okay? Doesn't matter, it's the same, okay? Maximum minimum, dy dx equals 0. That's the formula. Understand? That's the formula. Very simple to, very easy to remember, okay? Every time you see the word maximum, every time you see the word minimum, dy dx equals 0. Okay, every time you see maximum, every time you see minimum, dy dx equals to 0, all right? Okay, then there's one more, okay? This one you have to remember, okay? Okay, then there's another one, how to know whether it is maximum or whether it is minimum. Yes, maximum, minimum, both also dy dx equals to 0. But minimum, d square y dx square is positive. Maximum, d square y dx square is negative. This one also you have to remember. You take, you copy, okay? Take a notes first, okay? You just have to remember like this. You see, positive, right? Positive meaning smiley face, right? Positive means very happy, okay? Smiley face. Smiley face, you, like this, right? So the point at the bottom, so minimum. Understand? So d square y dx square, positive meaning it is minimum. Understand? Okay, like this, okay? Minimum. Then you know already, okay? If the d square y dx square is negative, then meaning sad face. Because negative, very sad. Understand? So when you sad face, like this, N shape, the point on top, so maximum. That is how you know whether it's maximum or minimum. Understand? Okay, so take a notes first, okay? This one. Either you screenshot or take a picture or whatever, okay? Just copy or what, okay? So remember, maximum, minimum, dy dx equals to 0. Very simple, okay? Same. But then d square y dx square. D square y dx square is to help you to determine whether it is positive or whether it's minimum or maximum. If the d square dx square is positive, then it is minimum. If the d square y dx square is negative, then it is maximum. Okay, let's do question 35. Okay, y equals to this one. Find dy dx. So simple. Expand first. So 2x squared minus 12x. Okay. We just expand first. Okay. We just expand first. All right. Then only you differentiate. Okay. Then only you can find dy dx. Okay. So dy dx is 4x minus 12. Okay, that's question A. Now, question B. Find the value of x when it is minimum. Oh, you see minimum? What is minimum? Minimum is dy dx equals 0, right? Remember the formula, ma? Minimum is dy dx equals to 0. So you just put 0 here. Just like this, you see, dy dx is 0. So from here you can find out x already. Minus 12 bring over become positive 12. Times 4 bring over divide 4. 12 divided by 4, x equals to 3. Done. X equals to 3. Okay, see. The minimum value of y, meaning y lah. Okay, the minimum value of y, meaning y lah. Understand? Okay, so how to find the y? Because you have x equals to 3 ma. So you sub back to the original equation, then you get the y lah. So y equals to 2 times 3 bracket 3 minus 6. Then you just press calculator. Negative 18. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this one quite easy lah. Okay, we try to do other questions. Okay, like 36. Like 36. Find the coordinate of the turning point. Oh, something new. Like what is turning point? What is turning point? Turning point. Remember, turning point is maximum or minimum point. Just have to remember, it's just a name, understand? Turning point is maximum or minimum point. Okay, so yeah, same method because turning point maximum minimum, right? Dy dx equals 0. Okay, so dy dx equals 0. Understand? So now I know this question is a differentiation question. Because I saw the word turning point, I know it's maximum minimum. I know this is dy dx question, right? So I just differentiate first. So whether you know how to do or not, you can differentiate first always, right? Oh, 4x minus 4x cubed. 4x minus, yeah, correct. The question asks you to find turning point. The question asks you to find turning point. Turning point is maximum minimum point, meaning dy dx equals 0. Oh, dy dx equals 0. So put 0 lah. Understand? So from here you can find out the value of x. Okay. From here you can find out the value of x. Okay. 0 equals to 4x minus 4x cubed. Okay, you can bring this negative 4x cubed over to the other side, become positive 4x cubed. Then divide by 4. 4 bring over divide by 4. So x cubed equals to x. Then how? X cubed equals to x. How to find how to find x? Okay, wait, this one don't bring over. Like this cannot find. This one we should actually do factorization. Factorization. You should actually do factorization. Sorry. Shouldn't bring over. Bring over cannot find. You should factorize. Take out 4x. So if you take out 4x, inside the bracket is 1 minus x squared. Then after you factorize already, 4x equals 0, 1 minus x squared equals 0. So from here, x equals 0, this one bring over. So 1 equals to x squared, x equals to square root 1, or square root 1 is 1. So you actually have 2 points. Okay, you actually have 2 points. One is x equals 0, one is x equal 1. Understand? But how come the answer only have 1? Okay. How come the x is -1? Oh, sorry, I forgot already. Sorry, tired, blur already. Sorry. Square root 1 is actually plus minus 1. Forgot this. When you square root, it's actually plus minus, isn't it? Okay, I understand. Okay, no problem. Can. So actually got 3 answers. X equals to 0, x equals to +1, and x equals to -1. Okay. But how come they only give 1 answer? Maybe because they do wrong already. Okay. But never mind. We do all. Okay. We try to do all. So meaning this question has a lot of turning point. This question has a lot of turning point. X equals to 0, x equals to 1, x equals to -1. Maybe normally you do exercise, you do school homework, or do whatever exercise. Okay, normally the question has either 1 turning point or 2 turning point. But how come this question got 3 turning points? Because this is x power 4. Because it is x power 4. That's why. When it is x power 4, means the graph is very different. Understand? Because we normally know that x power 2 is quadratic, x power 3 is like this one, right? X power 4, actually I don't know how it looks like, but never mind, we just do. Okay, when it is x equals to 0, you sub into the equation to find the turning point, to find the coordinate of the point. If x equals to 0, you sub y equals to 2, 0 square minus 0 power 4, right? 0. So meaning the turning point is 0, 0. Understand? Okay, next. If x equals to 1, if x equals to 1, you sub into the y, find the y, okay? Y equals to 2, 1 square minus 1 power 4. Press calculator. 0. 1, 0. That is another turning point. So if you sub x equals to -1, if you sub x equals to -1 into it, what do you get? Y equals to 2 -1 square minus -1 power 4. 1. So the turning point is -1, 1. Understand? So this question should have 3 turning points, okay? But never mind. Just 2, okay? Just 2. Okay, so you find out the turning point already, very good. But haven't finished, because there's another question at the back. Then you say hence. Hence. Determine whether the turning point is a maximum or minimum. Determine whether the turning point is a maximum or minimum. So if you want to determine, then you have to d square y dx square, right? Because you just look like this, look at this. You don't know whether it's minimum or maximum, right? It can be minimum, it can be maximum. So if you want to determine, you should do d square y dx square. Understand? Like this. You go and take the dy dx. Okay, this one I put here. Okay, just put aside a little bit. Okay. You see, you take the dy dx, this one. You go and differentiate the second time. You differentiate the second time, you get d square y dx square. You differentiate the second time, you get d square y dx square. Okay, d square y over dx square. Differentiate. So 4 minus 12x squared. So d square y dx square is 4 minus 12x square, right? So now you take the x sub into the d square y dx square, take the x sub into d square y dx square, take the x sub into d square y dx square. Then you can find out whether it is positive or negative. Then you can know whether it is minimum or maximum, right? Understand? Like let's try. Okay, if x is 0, okay, like this. Okay, like that, if x is 0, 4 minus 12 0 squared. I mean, you just sub lah, okay? Just sub x equals to 0 into d square y dx square. Just sub only. Then press calculator. Oh, 4. Understand? This one, 4 minus 12 1 squared. How much? Oh, negative 8. Okay. Then the other one also 4 minus 12 negative 1 squared. Oh, also negative 8. Okay. So you see this d square y dx square. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right properly. I mean, right clearly lah. Okay. D square y dx square. D square y dx square. D square y dx square. Like this. So that you know lah. Okay. So now d square y dx square is 4, positive. Positive means very happy, smiley face, minimum, right? So this is a minimum point. Understand? Then the second one, it is negative. Negative set face. Set face, the point on top. So it is a maximum point. So this is a maximum point. Understand? Then last one. Okay, this is a negative set face. Set face is the point on top. So maximum point. So this is a maximum point. That's the answer. That's the answer. That's the answer. Understand? Okay, understand. So you go and find the point first. You go and do dy dx equals 0. You find out the point. You find out the x. Then you sub the x into the y, the curve. You find out the y. Then you get the point. You get the point. The point. Then only you do d square y dx square to determine the maximum or minimum. Understand? You find out the turning point first, then only determine. Understand? Okay, like next. Okay, like let's look at question number 38. Sorry, like question 38. Also turning point. See that? Gradient function. What is gradient function? Gradient function is dy dx. So write down dy dx equals to 4x minus 4 over x squared. Has a turning point. So this is a turning point. This one. It is a turning point. This turning point. This is a turning point. Turning point. Sorry. What happened? Sometimes. Okay. Turning point. Dy dx equals 0. Right. Okay. So question A. Find h. Okay. So how to find h? Where is h? Oh, h is here. Oh, h is the x. H is the x. Okay. So what you can do is you can sub the x. I mean the h into the x here. 4h minus 4 over h squared. Then you can put 0 here. Because dy dx equals 0 ma, then dy dx equals 0 ma. So from here you can find out h lor. Understand? From here you can find out h already. So this is question A. Okay, let's do it. 4h minus 4 over h squared. Oh, 0. Okay. Multiply everything by h squared. Okay. Multiply everything by h squared. So 0 times h squared is 0. 4h times h squared is 4h cubed. 4h cubed. Minus 4 over h squared times h squared. Cut. So no more. Minus 4. Nice. Understand? I purposely do like this. No need also can. You bring over, also can. But I like to do like this because I don't want to have fraction, right? So I purposely multiply by the denominator. So to cut it. So it becomes 4. So from here you can find out h already. Minus 4 bring over become positive 4. Times 4 bring over divide 4. 4 divide 4 is 1. So h cubed equals to 1. Cube root 1. Cube root 1 is 1. Very good. That's the answer. Okay, continue. Like B. Now, before we do B, before we do B, can you sub the H back to the point first? Because H equals to 1, right? So meaning the turning point is actually 1, 6. Okay. So the turning point is actually 1, 6. Okay, that's the turning point. Okay. So when you read the question, you know turning point is 1, 6. Okay. So that you don't confuse. Okay. So like B, determine whether the turning point is maximum or minimum. Oh, you want to determine whether it's maximum or minimum? How to determine whether it's maximum or minimum? D square y dx square, right? So you copy the dy dx first. Go and try to go and differentiate the second time. Go and differentiate the second time. Oh, but you cannot differentiate because the x square at the bottom, right? So you should bring up first. The x square bring up first. Okay, become x power negative 2. Like this. Differentiate like d square y dx square. So 1 times 4 is 4. Oops. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Understand? D square y dx square. Okay, then you can bring the x back to the bottom, right? So 4 plus 8 over x power 3. That is the d square y dx square. Then you sub because the turning point, you see the turning point x is 1, right? The turning point x is 1. So you sub into the d square y dx square. 4 plus 8 over 1 cube. 4 plus 8 over 1 cube. You press calculator. Which is 12, right? 12. D square y dx square is 12. Positive, right? Positive means very happy. Smiley face. So it is a minimum point, right? So conclusion, minimum point. Understand? So to determine maximum minimum, you need to use d square y dx square. Understand? Okay. Wait. Let me go find one more. One last question for today. Okay. One last question for today. The maximum minimum one. Okay, one last question for today, for the maximum minimum. Okay, let's look at 43. Okay, let's look at last question for today. Okay. Yeah, just one last question. Okay. Question 43. Question 43. You see the word maximum? This is the maximum minimum question actually. Okay. But you have to read the paragraph first. Okay. Due to high living costs, Siva plants several types of vegetables for his consumption on a rectangular shape empty plot, meaning rectangle lah, right? So you draw a rectangle first. Okay, draw a rectangle first. Okay. Okay, he plans to fence. He wants to fence the land. He wants to fence the land, which has a dimension of 6x and 4 minus x. Okay, so you label up, oh, here is 6x. Oh, here is 4 minus x. Okay, I understand. Find the length of the fence. Find the length of the fence, meaning find this fence. So meaning find what? Meaning find perimeter lah. Understand? You fence the rectangle. You fence the rectangle. So the fence is actually the perimeter lah. Understand? The fence is actually the perimeter. So they actually ask you to find the perimeter. Understand? The length of the fence. Okay. So find the length of the fence when the area is maximum. You see the word maximum? Maximum means dy dx equals 0, right? Okay, I understand. So you see the keyword here is area maximum. It is area maximum. So you think, what is area? Area is the length times the width, right? Length times width, like this, 6x times 4 minus x. You go and expand it. Oops, 24x minus 6x squared. Then you can differentiate dA dx. You see, you differentiate dA dx, 24 minus 12x. Then because maximum, because area maximum, area is maximum, so 0, dA dx 0. This one. Instead of dy dx, this time is dA dx. Understand? It's the same thing lah. Dy dx is dA dx lah. Okay. So dA dx equals to 24 minus 12x. So from here you can find out x. So minus 12 you bring over, become positive 12. X equals to 24 over 12. X equals 2. Understand? But then haven't finished yet. Not yet finished. Because the question actually asks you to find perimeter. So since x equals to 2, you can put the 2 into here. Oh, so meaning this is actually 12. This is here is 2, right? 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12, right? So perimeter. Perimeter is 12 plus 2 plus 12 plus 2. Which is 28. Understand? Okay, I understand. They want you to find perimeter, but they say area maximum. So you do area first. Area maximum. So dA dx 0. Understand? Okay, enough already. Okay, so enough for today. Okay, so today we do at least 4 different topics already. Okay, first you learn how to differentiate. Then you learn about product rule, quotient rule. The formula of product rule, quotient rule, you have to memorize. Okay, then you also learn limit. Then you also learn tangent normal. Tangent normal very important. Okay, tangent normal. The notes. Where is the notes? Here, tangent normal, this one. Very important, this one. Remember, dy dx is m1. Dy dx is the tangent gradient, okay? Then last we learn maximum minimum. Maximum minimum dy ds equals 0. Okay. Okay, yeah. So that's all for now lah. Okay. Any question? Okay.